Hey y'all, I don't know if I'm live or not. Hey y'all, I guess I am live. I wanted to come on tonight because I've been thinking about this whole Auntie O video interview with our sister girl Meghan Markle and share some of my thoughts about it. I don't know that anybody's going to join us. I got one person there. I don't know who it is, but hey, how you doing? Whoever you want that one person is. But I'm going to talk, just talk to people from my heart a little bit. I will continue to let people go on. How many people saw the video? Hey, cousin Teresa, you can send me a note in the comments if you want to. Who I don't know who the other person is that's here, but welcome. I'm going to start in a moment. But I did want to talk a little bit about Meghan Markle and how she's every woman. Feel free to put something in the comments if I say something that resonates for you, and or something else. But yeah. Anyway, so I watched the Meghan Markle video last night, like a lot of you did. So I watched the Meghan Markle video. People are continuing to come on. So I'll just give just a couple more seconds before I launch into what I've been thinking. Anyway, so I watched the Meghan Markle video last night, um and I found her story to be oddly resonant. And I was trying to think of, like, you are not royalty. You from West Philly slash Hartsville, South Carolina. Like, you have never been even to London or to, and certainly not a part of any formal monarch. Although one might say that the Johnson girls are a part of some kind of monarchy someplace. But what I realized as I really reflected on it today, that there are parts of Megan's story that probably most Black women and other women of color, indigenous people of color, could probably resonate with. And let me give you a couple of things that happened in the course of her life that I have seen in my life, the lives of Black and brown women who I am friends with, along with the lives of the women that I've treated in therapy who identify as people of color. So first is that the wedding was a great triumph. We are so happy you are here, that you are amazing. You are the best thing since sliced bread. We are just so glad and welcoming that you are here. And people are into it and into you and into connecting with you and your success and the things that you bring to the table. And then as they have to live into it, something happens that shifts things. And sometimes that shift can be the weaponized tears of a white woman, right? That they are maybe not as comfortable, that somehow you may show yourself to be, as Megan said, 50% more. They want you to be 50% less of who you are, that you're too much or too brown or too angry or maybe too fabulous or too flavorful or too Black or too authentic. So there's a triumph, and then there's something that happens that switches it, and maybe it could be the tears of some white person and or white woman that causes the whole situation to start to shift, and that there is almost a subtle request to ask that you dial yourself back. We need you to be a little bit less of who you are, 50% less of who you are. Or maybe there's a pitting of you against someone else who could be like you, who is really not an enemy, but in some situations, it could be another sister or a brother or whomever, but there is that pitting. And so again, triumph, and then an incident or incidences, and then you are too much. And then just like Meghan Markle started doing, starting to question herself. And am I crazy? And do I want to live? And it may not be suicidal ideation for everyone, but there is some amount of ways that we deal with ourselves in the middle of race-based stress that can cause our own self-injury. And after the triumph, and then the issues, and then asking you to play small, and then the questioning of yourself that can cause self injury, there's actually the reaching out for help. And if you can get that help, you're able to find yourself, find your voice, get your sea legs, and figure out what you need to do to either exit, Mexit, like Meghan and Harry did, or find a way to manage the situation. Or you ask for what you want and you don't get it, and there's a deep disappointment. Now, certainly in Meghan's case, both things were true. That she, in fact, asked for help from what she calls the institution and did not get it. But then she was able to go to her husband's partner, who was able to then help her take action. Which can also dealing with the cumulative impact of traumatic experiences. And so what's the solution here, Dr. Stacey? Well, I'm glad you asked. I think the first thing is to remember that racism is the problem, not you. There is nothing wrong with being black. Being black is not exhausting. What's exhausting is racial oppression and racism and those kinds of things. So to just see what you see and to do all you can to keep it depersonalized from you, although it oftentimes feels very personal, but to do all you can to depersonalize it. I would also recommend that you find someone who can help you, that you don't sit alone in those things, and whether that is an affinity group or a Bible study group or a group of friends or confidants or your pastor or your sorority sisters or your small group, whatever it is, but you find somebody who you can speak your truth to, who can mirror it back to you to say, ain't nothing wrong with you. Hey, you're not crazy. The system, something wrong with the system or the institution, just like Sister Meghan kind of found out for, I don't know what you are currently going through now, but know that it's important to speak it, to not stuff it or eat it or spend all over it, but to articulate it, to allow someone to bear that burden with you, that you do not have to do this alone. I oftentimes say that not everybody in your life can understand what you're going through, but there is somebody in your life that God has put there who can walk the journey with you to help you to manage what's going on. Y'all just kind of stay in the battle. I know that things are complicated still right now in a lot of ways, and we're still trying to deal with and manage some of the white lash as a result of the racial reckoning that the country is going through. But you're not crazy. Nope, you're not. That it's the system and systemic racism and global anti-blackness. That was the other thing that struck me. I was bringing it on home, but that was the other thing that struck me, was this notion of global anti-blackness. I interviewed an expat and Pat and another person who's a global professional, and they talked about the experiences in other countries. Actually, this is the podcast for this week, and how anti-blackness was a thing, and that was real. And so know that, yes, America has its problems, but other countries do. And it doesn't absolve us and it doesn't absolve them, because xenophobia is a thing. And you're not crazy to believe and think that it is. Anyway, Y'all stay ready. Stay in the battle. Get the help that you need. And hang on in there. Reach up and tie a new knot. Goodbye. Have a great Monday evening.